Hello everyone, it's Diane. It's Sunday evening and I am now ready to show you the third of my boho journals that I've just done with the Kantha quilt covers. My sister does want this, but I need to video it anyway because it is my design team project for Studio28E. I'm just going to trim some of these extra threads off here. I will link Studio28E below, and I will also link Amour Fabrics because that is where I got the Kantha quilt pieces for the cover. So it just has this tie-dye cotton sewn to the cover so it can wrap around. There is a little embroidered piece here and some braid, some really pretty braid that Eve sent me. I'll link her shop too, the Snippet shop, because she carries these really pretty braids, these really pretty embroidery, upholstery trims in her shop. I put this burgundy tassel on the bottom. This is not vintage. I can't remember if I got it at Hobby Lobby or at a flea market. But this is the Kantha quilt. You can see how they just stitched it with white thread. They take 2 layers of fabric, brightly colored fabric, and stitch them together, and that becomes their little Kantha quilt. Inside is some silk fabric. There's a piece of cardstock inside the covers, front and back. And there's a piece of Indian fabric that I used as a pocket in the back. It's one signature, but it's 11 folded pages, plus a paper sack. There's Recollections scrapbook paper, and the Studio28E papers, and then some line papers too. So these images are all from the Japers. I can never remember the name of it. Gypsy Dreams. Boho Dreams, I'm sorry. Boho Dreams number 3 is the kit that I used this time. And then this gold trim I think is just something I had in a bunch of stuff from a yard sale or a flea market. My goodness, you can tell it's Sunday night and I'm tired. I've had a long day. This is from the kit, and this is from the kit. This is a piece of vintage gimp trim or braid trim or whatever you want to call it. It's a very pale pink and very pretty. I did some stenciling and a stamp here. This is one of the handmade papers. I purchased them. I did not make them. I've had them for years, and it's got little pieces of the flower petals and little speckles in it, and it's a nice soft paper. And this is just cut out from the kit. This is like a velvety piece, and I just trimmed the excess fabric from around it and glued it on. It's got some, I forgot what they're called, but they're the long, skinny, sequiny type things sewn around it in a spiral. This is from the kit, and so is this, and I used a scrap of the Kantha quilt as a tab. And then I just glued on a piece of the sequined trim that I got at the yard, my goodness, flea market. This is a piece of silk fabric that I got from India. I think this is part of the package of fabrics that I got from eBay. And this is just a scrap from Tsunami Rose. This is from the kit. There's a piece of sheet music, and then I made a little tuck spot with this image from the kit. This is from Pinterest. This is from the kit. I folded it. It was one long piece. I folded it together, and then I glued this Tim Holtz ticket on the back for journaling. And this is one of the little ticket tags that Jill made for me. I love this image. It's also from Pinterest. This is left over from the Boho Dreams number 1 kit that I used previously. All of these pieces here are collaged paper pieces from the kit number 3, and they're stitched to just another piece of copier paper to give it a little more stability, and I just collaged them all together. Here's a craft sack, one of the large ones, and it's got napkin Mod Podge to it. There's a tag, one of my giant tags. These are in my shop. I'll get that in later. And here is the back of the bag where I colored it with Distress Oxide ink pads and then stamped the crackle stamp and then rubbed on some of the foil transfer in aqua and rose gold. There's a page with images, but also some lines for writing on, for some stenciling and a stamp. Here's a piece from a journal, a page from a journal that I colored with the Distress Oxide inks. There's a piece of silk gathered up here, and this is from the kit. A piece of vintage lace on the edge. Some blue lined paper. I'd used some strips of scrap paper and a couple of elements from the kit and did a little collage there. There is supposed to be something tucked in there. I'll just take this image, I will sew some coffee dyed paper to it, and I will stick it in there. Here's the center of the signature, so I glued this page together, and I might have to trim this because I just glued it, and yeah, I'll have to trim that to make it a little narrower, and then that will go in there. It's just I'll have to distress it also. I just did the finishing touches on this journal. These are all from the kit. This was a longer strip that I cut, and then I used, well, I guess I did this first. Oh, the collage that I did. Where'd it go? Right here. I cut this part off it, and then I used this piece for a little tuck spot here. There's a tag that I made. Look at that pretty eyelash trim. And this is from the first kit, Boho Dreams #1. Some nice bright colors here. Look at that gorgeous piece of fabric. All those sequins and embroidery. Here's the other side of the sack. These were just some adhesive little thingies that I've had in my stash for a long, long time, and these were the last of them. And inside this is just a page that I just used as journaling. This is a decoupage napkin. There's another element from the kit, and this ticket too. This is vintage trim right here. This envelope is from the kit. I used one of the little metal embellishments. It's printed, but it looks like a piece of metal as a little stopper for the tag, or for the flap. And then this is from Pinterest. Some music paper here. Little scrap of silk fabric. This paper is gorgeous here. This is one of the fabrics that Sheila scanned in. Sheila and Sherry worked together on this kit. Sheila scanned in her fabrics, and then Sherry used them in the kit. This is the empty slide mount that I did a video where I painted it with gold paint, and then did some stamping on it, and then some of the foil transfer. Here's just a little image from the kit for journaling. This is from the kit. I sewed some trim to it. The tambourine is from the kit, and this element, I love that. She's from Pinterest. And this is from the first kit, I believe. Yeah, this is from the first kit. This is from this kit. There are 2 of these pockets in the kit. You don't have to buy a separate embellishment add-on. There are pages. I think there were like, I want to say 15 pages to fold. Like, well, this one, 15 pages. And then there were a couple of pages of embellishments. So it's a good kit. And so this was a pocket. It has the little edges to fold under to form the pocket, and there are 2 of them. I use one in this journal and one in another journal. There's a piece of velvet ribbon stitched here, and this little embellishment, and then this little scrap. I love that. Isn't that just so pretty? And then this is a guest check that I made with some laces. Some of it, the lace is vintage. This is a Mrs. Coggs image, and there's just a postage stamp and a little element from the Indian fabrics. Some stamping on this page and stenciling. Actually, I think I sprayed through the stencils there. Another pretty page from the kit. This one has this multicolored fringe on the edge of the page. This image is from Pinterest. And then here's a tag that I made. And then this picture from Pinterest has a silk fabric gathered up and stitched on it. So there is my design team project for Studio28E. I hope you liked it, and I will link some of the suppliers below, as I said, and I'll be back, I'm not sure when, tomorrow or the next day maybe, with another video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.